Okay, so you ever wake up and it's like there's this ghost of something, wild or weird or even like deeply meaningful, but you just can't quite grasp it.
Yeah, like it's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't.
Exactly. It's like trying to hold on to smoke. It's a dream, right?
Yeah.
We spend so much time in that other world, but poof, gone by the time we're having coffee.
And that's exactly what we're digging into today, this whole dream amnesia thing.
Why do we forget so much? And you sent over this transcript of a YouTube deep dive from Philosophy that suggests some pretty wild possibility.
It does, and it really makes you think about dream recall in a whole new way. It's not just about forgetting. It's about what might be behind that forgetting.
Right, because this transcript isn't just talking about our brains being fuzzy in the morning. It goes into classified documents and suppressed research and even connections to everyday stuff.
Like the technology we use.
Even the water we drink. It's a real rabbit hole. So we're going to break it all down for our listeners and see what we make of it.
Sounds good. The transcript starts with what it calls the forbidden consciousness mystery. And you know that stat that something like 90% of dreams are just gone?
9-0. It's crazy when you think about it. Like, that's a huge chunk of our mental experience that just vanishes.
Right. So the question is it just our brains being weird, or is there something else going on? Something deliberate, even?
Deliberate? Like what?
Well, the transcript brings up this supposed classified document from 1967.
From the 60s. Wow.
Yeah, apparently found at a sleep research facility. And get this, it wasn't about sleep disorders. It was about dream suppression.
Hold on. Dream suppression, like intentionally erasing dreams. Is that even possible?
That's what this document supposedly suggests. It wasn't just theory either. They were talking about actual methods for manipulating dream memory.
That's pretty freaky, like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. And the biggest question, of course, is why? Why would anyone want to erase our dreams?
And why keep it all secret? That's what really got me thinking. There has to be a reason.
And that leads us to what the Philosophy video calls Project Morpheus.
Okay, even the name sounds like some top secret operation.
You know, it was supposedly funded by the Department of Defense.
The DOD. So we're talking serious government stuff here.
Yeah, it ran from 1972 to 1985. And the official story was that it was about combat readiness and making soldiers perform better even with little sleep.
Okay, that makes sense. But something tells me there's more to it.
You got it. The transcript claims that the real purpose was controlling dream recall. Not just studying dreams, but actually controlling whether we remember them.
And this is where it gets really strange. The transcript mentions this researcher, Dr. Eleanor Weiss, who worked on Project Morpheus and then vanished.
Vanished. Poof. Like she never existed.
Exactly. And the transcript includes these journal entries they say are hers that describe dream harvesting protocol.
Dream harvesting? What is that?
Well, according to the transcript, they had people report these intense, really vivid dreams. Sometimes even dreams that seem to predict things.
Predictive dreams.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, it's not like mainstream science really backs that up.
Right, but imagine if it were true. The implications for things like intelligence gathering would be huge.
I can see why the military might be interested if that's really what they found.
So they had these people report their dreams.
Yeah.
They recorded them, and then they erased them.
Erase them?
Chemically, somehow.
Okay.
That's the transcript claim. Anyway, they were particularly interested in people they called Delta class sleepers.
Delta class? Like a special forces team for dreaming?
Kind of. They said these were people, about 12% of the population, who just naturally remember their dreams super clearly.
Super clearly, like they could write a novel when they woke up.
Exactly. And guess what? They put these people under surveillance.
Surveillance? Seriously. So they were spying on people just because they could remember their dreams?
That's what they're claiming. And then it gets even crazier. By 1983, Project Morpheus had supposedly developed techniques to suppress dream recall, not just in these Delta folks, but in everyone.
Wow. Talk about ambition. And how did they do that?
Well, they say they were using electromagnetic frequencies.
EMFs.
Yeah, and get this, chemicals in the water supply.
What chemicals in the water? Are they serious?
I know it sounds crazy, but that's what they claim.
Mm-hmm.
Even specialized broadcasting signals they were experimenting with.
So, like, they were beaming something at people to stop them from remembering their dreams.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And they say they were testing all this in small towns in the Midwest.
So like a whole town wakes up one morning and no one can remember what they dreamt.
Exactly. And it's not like this stuff stopped when Project Morpheus ended in 85.
Mm-hmm.
They claim it was then built into all these everyday devices.
Like what?
You know, alarm clock, white noise machine, stuff people have right next to their bed.
So they're saying the government intentionally put dream suppressing tech into our home. Why? I mean, what's the point?
Well, according to this transcript, they saw dreams as a gateway to all this untapped human potential. You know, stuff they didn't want people accessing.
Stuff that could be dangerous in the wrong hands.
Right. Like information that could be used to predict the future or even control people.
Okay, now we're getting into some real conspiracy theory territory.
I know, but stay with me here because it gets even weirder. This next part of the transcript is about the chemical connection. It's about this researcher, Dr. Marcus Chen.
Okay, what about him?
He died in 1992. Officially, it was a suicide. But the transcript says he was working on this modified sleep medication called Zombie.
Zombie.
I never heard of it. Yeah, it was supposed to target the hippocampus, the part of the brain that deals with memory. And guess what? He found out it could be modified to specifically block dream recall.
Hold on, so you're saying there's a drug out there that can make you forget your dreams, and they're putting it in our water supply?
Well, not exactly. But the transcript says he found traces of this stuff in tap water and over-the-counter medications.
Wow. That's a pretty big claim. And what happened to this Dr. Chen?
Like I said, he died under mysterious circumstance. The transcript includes a quote from his journal where he writes, "They're keeping us from remembering for a reason."
They're keeping us from remembering chilling stuff. And what reason is that?
Well, the transcript points to this independent research from 2008 that supposedly found memory-blocking compounds in tons of water samples.
And did anyone take this serious?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
The water quality officials just dismissed it.
It sounds a little suspicious, right? Like a cover-up.
Maybe. And get this, the FDA has approved hundreds of food and drug additives since 1998 that has similar chemical structures to this zombie stuff.
And you're thinking these additives are intentionally designed to block dream recall.
The transcript doesn't say that outright, but they do point out that these additives are in a lot of products we use before bed.
Like what kind of products?
You know, things like sleep aids, teas, even toothpaste. It really makes you think.
Yeah. I mean, if there's something out there that's messing with our dreams, don't we have a right to know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now the transcript gets into something a little different. The electromagnetic influence. Remember those electromagnetic frequencies we talked about with Project Morpheus?
Yeah, the ones they were supposedly using to suppress dreams.
Well, this part of the transcript focuses on a discovery in 1987 by some neurophysicists at the Kruner Institute. They found that certain frequencies, specifically between 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz, could actually disrupt dream memory transfer.
And what frequencies do all our devices use today?
Exactly. Wi-Fi routers, smartphones, smart TVs, they're all in that exact same range.
So we're basically bathing ourselves in dream-disrupting frequency, 204/7.
That's the idea. And get this, the original research paper on this got retracted and the data disappeared.
Retracted, like someone didn't want this information out there?
It seems that way.
Yeah.
But luckily, one of the researchers saved their findings.
So what happened to the others?
Who knows? The transcript doesn't say. But it does mention this former FCC consultant, Eliza Morrison. She leaked some documents that suggest the FCC knew about this potential for sleep memory disruption back in the 90s when all this wireless tech was being rolled out.
But they didn't tell anyone.
Nope. They just swept it under the rug. And think about it. The average American home now has like 20 devices emitting these frequencies constantly.
No wonder we can't remember our dream.
Right. And the transcript points to this statistic that dream recall has dropped like 40% since the year 2000, right when all this wireless tech really took off.
That's pretty compelling.
It is. And then it gets even creepier. They talk about patents filed for devices that are specifically designed to emit these memory-disrupting pulses during REM sleep.
Hold on. So someone's actively trying to make us forget our dreams. Who's behind all this?
Well, the transcript says these patents are held by shell companies with links to intelligence agencies.
The plot thickens. So what are these devices?
They don't say exactly, but they claim that things like smart TVs, digital assistants, even some meditation apps are using similar technology.
So like you're trying to relax before bed and your meditation app is secretly wiping your dreams.
It's crazy, right? But that's what they're suggesting. And they cite research that shows these devices actually increase their signal strength during prime REM sleep hour.
Like between 2 and 4 a.m.
Exactly. It's pretty disturbing when you think about it.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. So far we've got government conspiracies, secret chemicals, and dream erasing technology. Anything else?
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. Now we're moving into ancient knowledge and suppression. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So the transcript talks about how ancient cultures viewed dreams as really important, like sources of knowledge and wisdom, not just random nonsense.
Right, and they suggest that maybe our inability to remember dreams isn't natural at all. Maybe it's something that's been lost or even taken from us.
That's a pretty radical idea, but it makes you wonder.
So what evidence do they have for this?
Well, they talk about archaeological discoveries in Egypt that point to specific practices for remembering dreams.
Like what kind of practice?
Breathing tech, special plant-based compound. And guess what? These practices were reserved for the elite, the rulers and the priests.
So dream recall was like a secret knowledge for the powerful.
Exactly. And then they talk about the Australian Aborigines and their tradition of dreamline tracking. They had these incredible accounts of people remembering dreams with photographic detail.
That's amazing. But why don't we hear more about this kind of stuff?
Well, the transcript claims that a lot of the colonial records about these practices disappeared right around the time that government started getting interested in sleep research.
So like they were intentionally suppressing this ancient knowledge.
That's the suggestion. And it's not just Australia. They talk about this Tibetan dream codex discovered in 1993. It's like 1,200 years old and supposedly contained all these advanced techniques for dream recall.
Like what?
Well, they claim it talked about accessing information across time and space, things like that.
Whoa. Now that's some next level dreaming.
Right. And guess what happened to this codex?
I guess it disappeared.
You got it confiscated by some unnamed authorities. And get this, the 3 researchers who discovered it all died under suspicious circumstances.
Okay, now I'm starting to get chills. This is some seriously dark stuff.
It is. And the transcript suggests that this pattern of suppression is all about control. You know, the powers that be don't want us remembering our dreams because they might reveal too much.
Too much about what?
About the true nature of reality, about the future, about the people who are really in charge.
It's like that ancient inscription they quote, "The rulers fear most those who remember the night journey, for they see beyond the walls of deception."
Yeah, it's a powerful image. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. So what can we do about it? Is there any way to fight back against this dream suppression?
Well, that's the final part of the transcript. Reclaiming dream memories. They talk about this former government sleep researcher, Dr. Julian Mercer.
Another one who got too close to the truth.
Exactly. He leaked this document called Protocol Z before he disappeared.
And what was in this protocol?
It was basically a set of instructions on how to counteract dream suppression.
Okay, so like a way to remember our dreams again. Tell me more.
It's actually pretty simple. First step is to remove all wireless devices from your bedroom.
So no phones, no Wi-Fi, no smart anything.
Right. They claim that alone can improve dream recall by like 60%.
Wow, just that.
Yeah. The second step is to do this specific breathing exercise when you wake up.
A breathing exercise. Interesting. Tell me about it.
It's 4 seconds, 7 seconds hold, and 8 seconds out. Repeat it 3 times, and it's supposed to activate the hippocampus.
The memory center of the brain.
Exactly. And the third step is to avoid tap water and certain toothpaste before bed.
Why?
Because of those chemicals we talked about. Remember Zolby?
Oh, right. So they're saying even small amounts of that stuff can mess with our dreams.
Yeah. Instead, they recommend rinsing with purified water and using natural compounds like mugwort and valerian root.
Okay, so no more brushing with Crest before bed.
Got it. And that's it. 3 simple steps to reclaim your dream. And the transcript says that people who tried this are reporting amazing results.
Like what kind of results?
They talk about people accessing information they didn't know they had, seeing glimpses of the future, even finding solutions to problems in their waking lives.
Through their dreams. That's incredible.
Yeah. And the most mind-blowing accounts are the ones where people describe tapping into a collective consciousness.
A collective consciousness, like we're all connected through our dream.
That's the idea. It's pretty wild stuff.
It is. So if this Protocol Z is really effective, why isn't everyone doing it?
Well, the transcript claims that there are people out there actively trying to suppress this information, shutting down online forums, discrediting researchers, even cutting funding for studies.
So the dream battle is still going on.
It seems that way. But the transcript ends on a really hopeful note. It's about empowering you to take control of your own dream life.
That's a great message. So what are you going to do? Are you going to try this protocol?
Honestly, I think I might.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to think about. But if there's even a chance that I can remember more of my dreams, that I can access this hidden part of myself, I'm willing to give it a shot.
I'm with you on that. I mean, we've just scratched the surface here, but this deep dive has really opened my eyes to the possibilities.
Same here. And that's what we want our listeners to take away from this. It's not about believing everything you hear. It's about questioning the things we take for granted.
Like why we forget our dream.
Exactly. What if there's more to it than just our brains being forgetful? What if those dreams are trying to tell us something important?
About ourselves, about the world, about the nature of reality.
It's a pretty amazing thing to think about. We spend a third of our lives sleeping.
And what if all that time isn't just about resting our body? What if it's about exploring another realm, another dimension of experience?
And what if we're being deliberately kept from remembering?
It's a chilling thought, but it's one worth considering. What if the key to unlocking our true potential lies within those forgotten?
What do you think, listener? Are you willing to take the journey into the unknown to reclaim the lost world of your dream? Let us know.
Because who knows what you might discover?
The truth might be waiting for you just beyond the edge of consciousness.
In the realm of dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Or rather, remembered dreams.